share some perspectives on an area which many of us have to contend with in our careers. And that relates to having tough conversations. Now, there are several reasons as to how, as a leader, you have to kind of, whether you like it or not, deal with these situations. It could be on account of a genuine cost reduction program which an organization has undertaken, and therefore, a number of our colleagues and friends with whom we've worked with for many, many years have unfortunately to find other avenues. I think it is best to have a straightforward conversation. You have to be authentic, you have to be genuine, and you just have to be honest. Having these conversations is never easy. It kind of almost puts a burden on your soul, and yet you have to have them. The best approach is to sit with these colleagues one on one and share with them as to why that specific cost reduction program is being undertaken by the organization, and therefore how they will get impacted as a result. It is very, very important to ensure that the employee does not lose self esteem in that process. One has to be encouraging and go all out to find new opportunities within your own ecosystem to try and rehabilitate a fantastic colleague. So sometimes, these tough conversations have to be had on account of situations which are absolutely beyond your control. They have nothing to do with performance, but it is just the overall macroeconomic environment which is causing certain actions to be taken. So be genuine, have an honest discussion, show empathy, and importantly, make sure that you do everything to try and rehabilitate this colleague. Please make sure the last thing that you want to do is to destroy the esteem of this colleague who, for no reason of his or her own, has to face such a situation. So that's one when you have to sit and have the conversation if there is an organization wide cost reduction program. The second situation is when it is performance related. And my suggestion there is that it is important that each one of us has a discussion on an ongoing basis with our teammates. I think it is unacceptable, rude, and just bad leadership to spring a surprise on an employee towards the end of the year. A continuous evaluation process, a continuous process of giving feedback will provide ample opportunities for that individual to improve as the person goes through his or her own professional journey. So, therefore, my request is with colleagues where you believe that the performance is not measuring up, please don't wait for the final appraisal. Please have those discussions almost like I would say on a quarterly basis. Take the employee to a friendly environment, go sit out, have coffee somewhere, have the discussion, talk about the strengths of the individual, areas where you expect the individual to perform better, set down very clear milestones for the individual to achieve over the next month, 2 months, and 3 months. Make sure you review those so that through this process of continuous evaluation, finally, if the individual does not measure up, you at least can have a very honest conversation and share with the individual that you've tried your level best to support, and unfortunately, it kind of hasn't happened, or the individual has not made the cut. Now, there could be several reasons. It could be because there's a mismatch between the skills of the individual and what the job demands. Now, through the evaluation process, if you feel that that's an issue, then you can look for other opportunities where that individual can perform well. My experience has taught me that everyone has some talent which is very unique. Everyone is a performer in many dimensions. And of course, there are certain dimensions where we all have shortcomings. No one is perfect. There has to be the right match between an organization's expectation, the business they are in, and so on, versus the individual's caliber, capability, skill, and what they like to do. Sometimes there is a mismatch. And it is best to then share with the colleague and employee that, look, in this situation, for your own sake, for the sake of your own career, it is better that you go look for another happier place where you will thrive and succeed. And I've seen many, many colleagues with whom I've had this conversation move on to other opportunities, other organizations, and do incredibly well. There was a colleague of mine who had joined me in sales. Early days, we figured out that he was not cut out for sales. And he found a role in another organization, another industry in procurement. And today he is one of the senior most executives in that firm and is perhaps one of the most well known professionals in the area of supply chain. So you have to make sure that whoever is on your team has the right skill. And if unfortunately they don't, help them through outplacement to find the right role and the right opportunity for them. In summary, there is no easy situation. Sometimes organization actions force you to have tough conversations. Sometimes it is on account of performance. Sometimes it is on account of certain behaviors. The summary of all of this is: be authentic, be genuine, be honest, be straightforward, speak from your heart, and above all, help the employee to find another better home so that you might lose a great teammate, but you'll always have a friend. Hope you enjoyed this conversation. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much for watching my video. To enjoy more, please do visit my website www.manojchugh.in.